Next on Worcester News Tonight, the hunt for a killer. Fear in a central Massachusetts town after a young woman is found killed in the woods of a quiet community. Plus, two women sitting on a porch suddenly struck by a stray bullet. Worcester police are now looking for the shooter.
Someone has something to add, we're asking you to call the Princeton Police immediately, or the tip line, which is anonymous. We can use whatever information that the public feels they can give at this point that's relevant to this investigation.
A plea tonight from officials as the body of a 27-year-old woman is discovered in a wooded area in Princeton. The small town is on alert as police continue the search for the woman's killer. Good evening, everyone. I'm Olivia Lemon. It's our top story tonight, a murder mystery in Princeton. Police say the 27-year-old was out for a jog and found dead near her mother's home. Authorities are investigating it as a homicide. It's now being reported through a law enforcement source. The woman's body had burn marks. Our Andy Madison has the details.
We are concerned about the safety of our town residents and the visitors.
An area off of Brooks Station Road is now a crime scene after a young woman who went for a jog Sunday afternoon never returned home. State police found her body hours later.
Her body was found about 1/2 mile from her mother's home in a wooded area.
Authorities identified the victim as 27-year-old Vanessa Marcotte. She was found near this street in Princeton Sunday night. Her death being investigated as a homicide while police look for suspects.
We do not know if this was a random act. We are asking the residents of Princeton and the surrounding areas to use an abundance of caution. We're asking the public to be careful and to be vigilant.
Early did not go into detail about how Marcotte died. He did say she is originally from Leominster and now lives in New York City. She was home for a few days visiting her mother. And while there are still questions about what happened, authorities are urging residents to stay alert.
We would ask people to pay attention to their surroundings. If you see anything suspicious or out of place, please contact the Princeton Police Department.
I have two young daughters that live in town and jog regularly, and I was just worried.
Brooks Station Road remained closed most of Monday with state troopers at the scene. Neighbors we spoke with say they got an automated call last night informing them about a missing jogger. Today, many are alarmed the search for the jogger has turned into a homicide investigation.
People jog on this road all the time, yeah. Men, women, generally very safe.
We have a young woman who appears to be a murder victim, and you can't be too careful right now.
Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Thank you, Andy. Water Street in Auburn was shut down for a portion of the day as emergency crews responded to a two-car accident. The crash happened around 4 p.m. Monday on Southbridge and Water Streets. Auburn Fire and Police departments were both on scene. Auburn police say there were only minor injuries and the road was opened within an hour. The Auburn Fire Department also tweeted out they are 72 emergency calls ahead of where they were this time last year. And take a look at this video, a car crash in Worcester's Kelley Square Monday morning. Surveillance video provided by the owner of 1 Kelley Square shows the driver of a minivan hitting a concrete wall around 10:30 in the morning. People who work in the building say they could feel the whole thing shake. The owner of the building, Edward Murphy, says the driver had a syringe with him in the car. Murphy says the man crashed into another car before hitting the wall. Police can be seen conducting a field sobriety test. The man was placed under arrest. Staying in Worcester, police say a 29-year-old city woman was held by neighbors after she was found breaking into their cars. Police say it happened around 10:30 Sunday night on Haywood Street. One witness says she saw Michelle Cologne going through her car. A few minutes later, officers were dispatched to Kenburma Road where Cologne was seen again going through cars. When police arrived, residents were detaining Cologne. Police say they found several credit cards, health insurance card, and bank cards that did not belong to Cologne on her. Police say they also found drugs. She was arrested and arraigned in Worcester District Court today. Worcester police say a stray bullet struck two women in the city Saturday. The women were not the intended victims. Neighbors are worried the bullets could have hit anyone. Our Brittany Schaefer has more.
When I came home from shopping, the street was blocked off, which doesn't happen often, and so I just knew that something had happened.
Two women who live on Perry Ave are recovering Monday after a stray bullet struck them at their home. Yolanda Jones's son heard the gunshots from the apartment next door.
He heard the gunshots, and it made him nervous, but just when I got home, he was just kind of upset, like, wow.
Police say the bullet traveled through a 52-year-old victim's leg, then grazed the back of a 42-year-old woman.
Apparently the women were up on a second floor landing in a front porch when the shots rang out.
An investigation is ongoing, but police say the two women who were on the porch of the second floor apartment were unintended targets.
It appears that the perpetrator had fired at a vehicle, unknown how many occupants were in that vehicle.
The first floor of the Perry Ave three-decker is also a children's daycare, leaving residents in the area worried this bullet could have hit anyone.
This is a family neighborhood. There are a lot of kids who ride bikes and people who walk their dogs and things, and so it's just scary that someone like innocent really can get hurt or killed, you know, just out enjoying the weather.
I walk aimlessly through here, and who's to say, coming home from work or a visit with my family, that could happen to me or anybody.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Thank you, Brittany. A 17-year-old boy from Southbridge drowned over the weekend in Union, Connecticut. Officials say Alicio Santos went swimming around 4 yesterday afternoon at Bigelow Hollow State Park. It is not a designated swimming area, and there are no lifeguards.
They were friends swimming with him, and then he went down. I guess they tried to get him, and then they had to obviously swim to shore, get their cell phones and call.
Crews administered CPR upon finding the teen's body and took him to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. Authorities continue to investigate the incident. 4 out of 10 communities on a new list of the most educated places in America are right here in New England. And one school in Worcester also has something else to brag about. According to the Worcester Business Journal, compared to other Massachusetts schools, Worcester Polytechnic Institute graduates make the second highest starting salary in the state. A New York City data company called Smart Asset found WPI graduates make an average starting salary of $63,700, which is $2,000 more than third place Harvard University, but significantly less than the $74,900 achieved on average by recent MIT graduates. The Worcester Railers have officially named their mascot. The team plans to call the rail yard pup Trax. Trax was one of the 3 top choices thanks to fan input. The Railers hockey team revealed their mascot at a recent Worcester Bravehearts game. The team plays its first hockey game in the ECHL in 2017. The Worcester Bravehearts are getting ready for the playoffs, but not without having some fun first. The team is getting ready to head to the North Shore Wednesday second round game. The front office decided to play a small prank on players and coaches, hiring a yellow school bus to drive them to the North Shore. Players boarded the bus as normal, but management had a good laugh as the real bus showed up moments later. Coach J.P. Pine got in on the fun as well, holding up a sign that said, "Gotcha."